Well, hello, my friends. I am so happy and excited to be here with Julie Shrader, a good friend, known her for so many years. She is the founder, the director, executive director of Rejuvenating Women. Julie, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me, Andy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, so what year is this for? I just want to talk about Rejuvenating
Yeah.
Women. Take us back.
Yeah. I started this in 2012, so we're in our ninth year of Rejuvenating Women, which is wow, we're hitting the 10-year mark, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing. And feel really blessed that we've gotten as far as we have doing what we do. Um, but and now we're looking ahead, and we're talking about bigger, better things and how we can expand. And so we're not slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah. So what gave you the idea to start this? I mean, because you're the person that started this.
Yeah. A lot of it had to do with my own um, things in life.
Sure.
I grew up fatherless and grew up in a home that was um, challenging, and um, and you know I felt that I was never good enough for anything. All through school, all through my life, really, I felt like I wasn't good enough. And I'd compare myself to others and be like, well, I'm not like her. Boy, I wish I could be like her, but I'll never be like that. Well, no, I realized later in life that God made me who I am, and
Yeah.
he made me different, and he made me just like everybody else. Nobody's the same. And I didn't know that, and I didn't realize that. But it's been through a lot of struggles, being homeless, being living out of a car, and then living out of wherever I could find a place to live,
Oh,
drinking, alcoholic, going through. I mean, I was sexually abused. A lot of factors came into play in my life,
yeah.
and I overcame them only because of my relationship with the Lord. And if it wasn't for that, I don't know where I'd be today. So I believe that it was that my heart really isn't to push that on people. My heart is, if I can come from a really deep, dark place, so can you. And I can come back from that, and so can you. Um, and I know it's possible. I know it's
Yeah.
possible for
Yes.
everybody, no matter what they've been through.
Yes.
That stirred that up.
Yeah. Yeah. Because again, like you said, in 2012, you had this vision,
Mhm.
Rejuvenating Women, that really has a specific mission to help women in sex trafficking,
Mhm.
situations.
Mhm.
And this isn't just a local thing. I mean, this is a national thing and potentially a global thing that you're dealing with these women in these different ways
Mhm.
because just me knowing you. So talk a little bit about that and how, yeah,
You know, uh, my it is a global issue. It is a local issue. It's a national issue. It's an issue all over the place. Like there's not a single city, town,
right.
state, area that is immune. Every place is. I mean, it's possible everywhere.
Yeah.
There are a few things that we've learned even in the last year that are a little different. Like we've learned a couple different, I wouldn't say learned a couple different types of trafficking. I guess we didn't think about the types of trafficking that there could be. But there's a trafficking that we learned about through our partner Operation Underground Railroad, and they came across a mission that where there is trafficking now of fertilized eggs. Well, and I think it's been that way. It's just,
Yeah.
I guess we never thought that deep into trafficking that, they were even surprised. So it's trafficking, it's paying for someone to get their eggs fertilized, right? And it's paying for that. And then that person sells those eggs to a trafficker, and then the trafficker implants them. And there's, I hate to use the word baby factory,
Yeah.
but where they will actually, um, and traffickers will force women to have babies
Yeah.
for selling. And I
Yeah.
could go into a whole
Yep.
thing on where they get sold to, but I won't get into that today.
Yeah. But yeah, again, like, you have this vision to create Rejuvenating Women. And then one of the things that's coming up too is what supports your mission and supports the help in the women that are dealing with, being
Mhm.
trafficked. Because, well, I guess one of the reasons I kind of brought up the Omaha area, I mean, you bring a lot of women in that don't live in the Omaha area because they
Yes.
need a safe place to stay. And
Right.
you have an amazing building, but I think, I think you might be building even a bigger building, but you just opened up a new, you had a new building.
Mhm. We have, yeah, and what happened was that Operation Underground Railroad paid a home building company or business, Sago Homes out of Utah, and they
Yeah.
drove here and they expanded our building
Yeah.
and made it so that we can do two groups at the same time, two counseling sessions at the same time.
Mhm.
So we're not, we can more individualize for the women in our program.
Sure.
And we are completely full in our program right now, pretty much. I mean, we've got room for probably one more, and then we're full because we've had so many people call and want to place individuals throughout the United States.
Yeah. And
I hope
then,
that answers your question.
well, but that does.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
because you do so much more. You're not like a local organization that I mean, people around the United States actually reach out to you
Yeah.
and say, hey, we have a girl here that needs a safe place to stay.
Yeah.
And needs to kind of go, needs help.
Yeah.
And you are that safe place and
Yeah.
that kind of rehabilitation place. I don't like to use that word necessarily, but
Right.
you're there for them.
Right. We have, there's no one from Omaha in our house right now.
Yeah.
They've all been sent from different states,
Yeah.
different organizations, and the human trafficking hotline will also call us as well with referrals.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just want to thank you for that. So let's move on to the gala that's coming
Sure.
up on September 16th. This is what year? Is this your
7th?
Your 7th year? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I know.
And it's so great what this gala does. I mean, last year it was a little, funky.
Different. Yes.
You actually had people at the gala, but then you had a lot of people online. So, but talk about this year's gala and what
Yes.
we expect.
So we have our partners, Operation Underground Railroad, coming to talk about the rescue efforts globally. In which I'm proud to say I'm going to be going on some missions with them, doing aftercare across the globe, which is fantastic, something I've wanted to do for a long time. And they'll be talking about that and why our restorative home is so very important for individuals who've been trafficked, even in other countries. And so they'll be doing also a Q&A. So it'll be a little bit different setup. We have, it's a little different this year. It's actually, I think I'm really excited about how we're doing it. And as far as right now, I know we're getting full, but we're not maxed yet.
Right.
So, and we're 3 weeks out. So I know that we could potentially sell out. Our goal is to get 700 people there. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be amazing. And we're really, really going to highlight the need for housing. We've done a new video, of course, and Operation Underground. They're going to show a couple of videos, and Tim Ballard's going to try to make it if he can, but he's back on mission, and so he could get called out at any moment. So he hasn't really been doing speaking engagements as often because he can get called out at any moment. So I have Jessica Mass, who's the vice president of aftercare, and then we have Matt Osborne, who is the vice president of operations for Operation Underground Railroad, and they're fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, every year I've been to this event so many times, and it's always, oh my gosh, it's so impactful. And you walk away just, first of all, having a a caring from your heart. Like I mean, there's something that just kind of breaks your heart down, and you
Mhm.
realize that this is an important issue to contribute funds to.
Right.
And also you just, it's just a beautiful experience. So I'm excited
Yeah. Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
year. Do you have an online component this year?
We
Or
do. We're going to
okay,
do, yep, we're doing virtual again. So it's a hybrid event. Last year
okay,
was such a hit that we still wanted to give options for people, still weren't
yeah,
comfortable even, and we have the new variants, whatever, all that going around. So if people aren't comfortable,
yeah,
they can certainly buy a virtual ticket, which I believe is, I think it's 45.
yeah,
And so it will log them on for the time the event starts. So they kind of miss all the other stuff that isn't, important online anyway. But they'll get to the meat of the
yeah,
program, which is all the speakers and things. So that'll be great to be able to do that both ways and
yeah,
offer that. So
absolutely.
yeah,
Um, Julie, I just want to thank you so much. I just admire you. You're such an inspiration. I mean, you're also a good friend. And I look forward to, doing another walking meeting together.
I
But
know, I missed that actually.
I
I
do too.
know,
I
I
do
know.
too.
Yeah,
But again, September 16th,
yeah,
Stored Wings Gala, beautifully broken. Everybody just, yeah, attend if you can. And then also you have the virtual
yeah,
availability. So
yeah.
I
Yeah,
just,
there's no reason nobody can come unless they're like
yep,
out of town on a plane or something.
yep. Then they can still come, and they probably can still,
I know,
you can
I know.
donate regardless of where you're at. So,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
All right, Julie, thank you so much for joining me today. It's so
Thank
great
you,
to see you, my
Andy.
friend.
I appreciate it. You too, hon. Thanks.